This is the easy VS Code setup for EX281. The setup works both on Mac OS and Linux-based systems, which includes WSL for Windows machines, but it doesn't work in a pure Windows environment. The prerequisites are curl and clang D. If you're following our guide, like we showed before, you should already have them. Otherwise, look up how to install them on your system. Now, VS Code profiles. VS Code allows the creation of profiles that allow the editor to be easily switched between configurations. This applies to extensions, tasks, settings, etc., and more information can be found at that link. This means that whatever setups may have already been built can quickly be replaced or returned to without installing or uninstalling extensions, or changing any individual settings. If no profiles have been explicitly created, VS Code puts together everything into a profile called default. After the steps below, a profile named EX281 will be created. Other profiles can be created to suit common editor workflows, like working in Python, website authoring, or data manipulation. Let's go ahead and create the VS Code profile. So we'll open VS Code. And I'm going to move this over so we have more room. You can open it with any of these keybinds. I'm going to go ahead and use F1. Type in Preferences, open Profiles, UI, hit Enter. An important note here, if you already have a VS Code profile named EX281, you must rename it before continuing. In the newly opened menu, click the drop-down next to New Profile and click Import Profile. Then, paste one of the following URLs. Since we're on Linux, we're going to click this one. Click this clipboard icon to copy it to the clipboard, and then go ahead, paste it, and hit Enter. Next, select Create, wait for the profile to be created. It's going to install a few extensions here. Then, click the check mark next to EX281. If you're prompted to reload, do so. We weren't prompted, so we're fine. If we're prompted to download pre-release version, refuse. We haven't gotten that, so we're fine. And once the newly imported profile is active, open the command palette and run tasks, run task. Okay? Do that with F1 again. Tasks, run task, hit Enter. And then I'm going to scroll down to the next step. Oh, looks like we'll have to run that again, no problem. Select EX281 setup, press Enter. Select continue without scanning the task output. And we have the output below. Similar, so we're good. If you have an existing Clang format and or Clang D configuration and you'd like to clear them so that you can use ours, you can run the clear configurations task. It'll back up the files under a different name in the directory they're currently in and then remove the originals. If any other problems occur, follow the directions that are displayed and run EX281 setup until setup complete is shown. EX281 setup can be run as many times as necessary, and any runs after it is successful will have no additional effect. So when you're working with profiles, there's two different ways to switch. You can use the command palette to run profiles, open profile, and then you can change there. And you can also click the manage icon in the lower left corner of VS Code, which typically looks like a gear, and use the profile submenu. Profiles can have custom icons and can also be renamed, deleted, imported, exported, etc. Here's some additional information on the difference between macOS and Linux configurations. This is completely out of scope for the class. It's quite advanced, but if you're curious, you can read this.